sometimes certain ones are off.
Are we on?
All right, everybody.
1 minute. I'll move my car.
Good news is that the COVID cases were down this week. Guess that's good news. Yeah, they canceled the time.
I got 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you're good.
So you got turned on.
Ready.
Call to order Board of Works for July 26th. Need approval of the July 12th minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are going to forgo the department head reports. And under new business, we'll move to new business, and I want to move the dog bite cases to the bottom of the agenda. So we will start with swearing in of VPD Reserve Fences Community School Corporation resource officers. If they would all step forward and
Smile, boys and ladies. There you go. You're working with kids. I mean, come on.
raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name. I, Mike Jones. Do solemnly swear. That I will support. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Indiana. And I will faithfully. And impartially. Discharge all my official duties. As a member of. The Vincent City Police Department Reserve Officer. Vincent Community School Corporation School Resource Officer. According to law. That's my ability. I've got Randy first.
My age.
Oldest first.
Randy wins the award for
I'm
best
not the
dressed.
oldest for James.
That's right. You got it.
Next is Mr. Dillon.
I pass BJ every day. I wave at her every day when I take my granddaughter to Clark.
I'm anal.
Sometimes I see you, sometimes I don't.
We're at Joe.
You'll run me over.
Randy used to keep my
I ain't got my glasses on.
high schools. He was a good influence.
Is that it?
Jack takes care of my
Thank
wife.
you.
Everybody takes care of my family. He's at the library.
Okay, next is award the Pantheon Project construction contract. If Matt's sworn in, Matt's in. Alan Knapp.
Alan Knapp with Mizak and Partners. After consulting with the Pantheon board and we opened the bids a few meetings ago, we are recommending a contract signed with Wolf Construction. With the bid tab here, we had $813,000 to spend. So with the general construction and the alternates selected here in the green, we're right around $810,260. So we are recommending the acceptance of the contract, and I have 2 contracts here to sign. With what's going, we'll probably just leave the contracts here, and I can pick them up in the morning if you'd like to look at them and sign it over. And I think legal counsel, I believe, has reviewed them, correct?
As far as you know, I have.
Yes. So,
And just for the record, it's the contract number 1, alternate number 2, alternate number 3, number 6,
and number 9.
number 9.
And the unit prices are just prices in case we would encounter more
Okay.
tuck pointing or repointing up beyond the contract. And that's where we have an allowance built into the general construction price for that amount.
All right.
So,
We'll make a motion to approve the awarding of the bid to Wolf Construction.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
thank you.
Great, thank you.
Next is the LPA consulting contract, Main Street Phase 2.
So this is a supplemental to our right-of-way contract with Lockmiller Group. The original right-of-way contract we had did not have relocations, but since we had to change the alignment, we now have a relocation. It's actually classified as 3 relocations for one parcel because there's 2 rent houses, and then the rental business is considered, the landlord is considered a business, so that's a 3rd relocation. So this is a change order for, I think, $12,000, and this is 100% not reimbursable and no longer funds supplementals to contracts. So even though we were forced to change the alignment and we didn't ask to go this way, we still have to pay for the supplemental 100% out of pocket.
So where do those funds come from?
RDC,
They're RDC funds, okay. And they're aware of the,
they will be next month.
okay, all right. So we'll make a motion to approve the LPA consulting contract as described by city engineer for the Main Street Phase 2.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is Thompson Carloma Drive
You have more?
acceptance.
Yeah, on the next one too.
Oh, there's no, okay,
Yep.
gotcha, okay.
So the mayor's office and I have been working with the residents of Thompson Drive, also Carloma Drive, for the last couple months. We were approached by several residents on that street to have that street taken over by the city. It is currently a private road from Hart Street all the way to the back. It is in very bad shape, but it's not our road yet, so we can't do any maintenance on it. So we have had meetings with all of the residents, and we have commitments from all of them. We had, I think, 8 or 9 people donate right-of-way to make an established corridor through there. We also have commitments from every resident on there to pay for the so after we accept it, we're going to apply for CCMG. Theoretically, we'll get 50% reimbursement. All of the residents will be paying for that reimbursement. Okay. So the city will have no expense in accepting this road, and once it's done, it'll be a fresh, clean slate kind of acceptance. It'll be in good shape. So, but we have to accept it in order to apply for CCMG. So I'm asking, the mayor's office and I are asking for a contingent acceptance that that the project is successful. So
Go ahead, Dave.
You're gonna own the right of way, you just may not pave it this year.
Right.
It's not a contingent acceptance.
Oh, okay.
We own it, it's being recorded right now.
Okay, right.
So we don't have to make the motion a contingent acceptance, that is the,
I don't think we're gonna deed it back to them.
But we
Right.
have to accept it as a citizen.
We have to
Yes,
accept
we do need a motion to accept it.
Apply for the funding.
Right.
okay. All right, so I'll make a motion that we approve the acceptance
yeah.
of the Thompson Carloma Drive as described by city engineer John Sprigg.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, John.
Next, I have Christian Campus Fellowship. This request came in today. Every year at the beginning of the university school year,
Right.
they close Lindell Street, and they have from 4 to 10 p.m., and they have different activities for the students coming
Right.
back. They are wanting to do that again this year on the 15th.
Okay. So we'll make a motion to approve the closing of Lindale Street on August 15th from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. for the Christian Campus Fellowship Welcome to Campus activity.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then this isn't on the agenda, but it's in the packet, the MOU, memorandum of understanding with the school corporation we need to renew. In turn for the use of one of our officers, they pay us $25,000 a year. So we just need to approve this memorandum of understanding between the school and the city.
Okay, which gives them the right to pay us.
Right.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the memorandum of understanding between the Vincennes School Corporation and the City of Vincennes that will allow payment for a resource officer.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We will move back up to appeal of dog bite case, Deborah Klusner. If you want to come forward and speak.
Ma'am, if you could identify yourself and then also your address for the record.
I'm
You might
Deborah,
want to pull that microphone down a little bit for you. There you go.
seeing I'm short. I'm Deborah S. Klusner. I live at 1647 North 13th Street. And I'm in here on behalf of my dog, Jazz. The VA has diagnosed me with PTSD, and he is my service animal. We've lived there at that address for a year. I've not had any incident with taking him to the parks, taking him to the vet. But my neighbor, apparently he does not like. I did not know this until the first incident, because he always walked with me to the car. He beat right over there towards him and grabbed his arm. He didn't really bite, but he jerked his arm, so it scraped his arm. And I called him back. So, he went in for 10 days. I'm sorry, it's my PTSD. And so when I got him back, I made sure he's always on a leash. And I told my son, because he moved in with me for temporarily, that if he used to take Jazz anywhere, he had to go on a leash. But I had a 17-year-old grandson that did not listen. He was taking my grandson to get fireworks on the 5th. And my son went out. The dog was not in the living room. And my grandson went out and did not tell the dog to stay. He darted out and went up, did his business, and came back and saw the gentleman standing there smoking. And he started barking, and was barking the whole time at him until he went down. Now this dog, I mistakenly sent to Eric Ross of Canine Solutions in Otwell, Indiana, for training for leash, because I was suffering from an injury at the post office, and I couldn't walk long distances. He had him for 3 weeks, and when you got to understand, they were still understaffed. When I got home at 8 o'clock Friday evening after work, my daughter told me that he brought Jazz back, that something was wrong. And so I got him out of his kennel, because he's kennel trained, and he was shaking and had his ears laid back. He had lost 5 pounds and severely dehydrated. After getting him back, he has a problem with men unless he's on a leash. And my solution to this is that I need my dog, because I cannot sleep at nights without him. If I fall asleep, it's between 1:30 and at 2:30 I'm up. And I'm up all day, for the rest of the day. So I'm getting an hour to 2 hours of sleep. To solve this, I've brought the kennel to my house. In case that grandson comes to my house again, he goes in the kennel and standing running loosely in the house. And today I signed a contract with Lowe's to put a privacy fence up between our backyards. He's a very intelligent dog.
And is this the only time this dog's bitten?
The same guy twice.
Same guy twice.
Same guy. It's just something about this man my dog does not like. I do know that he came to my door leading them once, because they had moved in and I didn't realize somebody had moved in. and I tied him up on a temporary tie out to go to the bathroom because somebody was at my front door, and he had snapped that little cheap things that didn't have a clip. It had a bendable snap, and he brought the dog back to me, and he stated he was going to kill that dog. Now, I don't know if dogs understand English or what, but he led that dog back to me, no problem. But only thing I know is to isolate his vision of that man, because when he's tied up, because I stand at the door, because he just does his business and wants to come back in because it's too hot for him. The gentleman will go out there and stand by the tree and just watch him, and Jazz will bark at him the whole time.
So was this gentleman injured in the?
He was pushed down, and he got bit. He said he got bit on the fingers. My son said he watched it and said he was barking, had his paws here. The gentleman was going like this. Not once did he say no or stop. I was tagged in 33 years. I've been tagged by 20 dogs. And generally, if you tell them no or to stop, they will do that. I was bitten four times, but it was my dogs not barking. Anyhow, and so my son said he was barking the whole time. I've never seen a dog bark while he's biting, but when he's going like this, he probably hit his mouth. And I talked to the animal control, and they said a scraping of the teeth is considered a bite because it was his fingers.
You guys have anything for her? You want the animal shelter to?
If my grandson hadn't been there, this wouldn't have happened.
Was called when this person was.
He always calls the law.
In the packet that I printed for each one of you is a copy of both of the fight reports and both of the police reports from both. We've had other neighbors call the shelter and say that they have had issues and incidents with the dog. But they are not here, and the original victim called today and said that they were in the hospital today and not able to attend. But
They're at home.
from the last copy from July.
I make sure he is on a leash to and from my vehicle. He's never off.
And you said there were other neighbors that have called in and said that they've been, are they willing to? Are they willing to have their names put on the record that you come up forward and?
He's never attacked anybody else.
She's, yeah, can she have the mic for a minute?
Oh, sure, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I actually took, I'm Amy Hamilton at the animal shelter. I took a phone call today. Dwayne Carey actually worked in a garage a couple houses down and said that his son, Connor Carey, was attacked by Jazz, and he actually had to hit him with a pipe to get him to leave Connor alone. And then another gentleman got on the phone, Mike Bluebaum, and said that when, not long after she moved in, it was another one that the cable had broke, and he tried to take the dog back to her, and the dog tried to bite him also.
Jumped up on him and barked at my door.
They both expressed concern about the dog coming back into the neighborhood. So.
You know what, so when did those incidents happen? Do you know when?
The one with Mike Bluebaum, he said that was not long after she moved in to the neighborhood. She said he'd been there about a year. And then the one with Dwayne Carey, he said that was about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And are you aware of these two?
I wasn't aware of the first one. That was before he had learned his boundaries.
Now, at the shelter, we've not been able to handle Jazz. She shows aggression, she lunges at the cage, like when you just walk by. None of us have been able to handle her. We have a guillotine door, and we put her on the side to clean, and then
He plays with my 9-year-old grandson, my 6-year-old grandson. He plays with my daughter's cats when we go there to play, to visit. He's my service dog.
What's her
The dog hasn't been able to be handled since it's been there, and the last time it was there for a bite hold. This is its second bite hold at the shelter. We could not handle the dog at that time either for cleaning. We have to put it on a 2-sided kennel so we can close it off and clean one side, and then get the dog to move to the other side and clean the other side. It's,
The first time, was she given information about if it happened again, or?
yes. We always tell, anyone if their dog is allowed to go home after a first bite, if the bite isn't severe, that if there is a problem again and the dog comes back to the shelter, that the outcome will be different. She did provide vet records on that first time that Jazz was at the shelter, but
They're expired now,
Mhm.
on the 17th.
but we've had numerous neighbors express concern about Jazz coming back to the neighborhood, and we haven't been able to handle him. So just because he's a repeat biter, that's why
Leah, what's your recommendation on this?
my recommendation was that the dog not be permitted to go back home because the owner can't control the dog, and that the dog be euthanized for the sake of public safety.
So, due to the fact that the dog's been involved in 2 incidents plus other reported incidents from unrelated individuals in this case, I will make the recommendation that we approve the euthanization of the dog.
And I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next is the appeal of dog bite case number 2, Lisa Decker. And I think you have letters in your packet from.
Yeah, I think we have this in the packet. But we had this information in the packets. We didn't have the pictures, but yeah.
And you're here on behalf of,
To Lisa.
Lisa
Lisa,
Deckard.
could you state your name and your address, please?
Lisa Deckard, 1629 Wheeler Street. I'm here on behalf of Dior.
So I know you wrote a rather extensive letter of the circumstances, but if you'd like to say more to that, we're more than willing to hear what you have to say.
I just feel like we need to try to do whatever we can to give him a chance. We can do the muzzle. We can keep him on a leash in our fence. We have Josh Burke ready to train him. Just, you know, he got out the front door. It's been horrible. I feel horrible about it. We just want to try to fix him if we can.
Yeah, I saw that. So Leah, you want to tell us the...
We've had Dior at the shelter now for the bite hold. This is the first time that Dior has been at the shelter. He has been aggressive towards some staff, not towards other. I can handle Dior, but not everybody can. The recommendation for euthanasia was made based on the fact that it was an unprovoked attack, the severity of the injury, and that the dog did not release. It wasn't like it was a fear bite and the dog nipped and ran off. The dog did not want to release.
Our daughter came in, she had a tub of toys. When she came in, she shut the door. When she went back out, his food and water bowl is by the front door, which it's not there anymore. I was doing laundry which is at the front door as well. As she went back out, she was trying to maneuver the door and she didn't get the door shut. And he had already been at the patio door watching them play in the side yard, and he barked, you know, and we put him in the other room or whatever, and then he could still hear them playing in the front, I'm assuming, and when that door opened, he just jetted right out of it.
And how old was the girl that was injured?
9. Is she
9.
10.
I'm sorry. She's 10.
And it's my daughter's friend, and she was across the street at her grandmother's house, and she had come over to play, and they were in the yard, and he had already seen them out there, and we've not had anything like this happen before.
So how many stitches did this take to...
Are you with,
Numerous.
if you could come up to the mic and...
Yeah, please. Yeah, we have pictures of the...
multiple pictures. Her wound was, as you can see, and they had to take stitches and sew together the tissue and then sew together the skin. She was under moderate sedation and had to be given ketamine multiple times throughout, and fentanyl. She's been to the surgeon for this is going on the 3rd week now. She's going again tomorrow, and she just got done seeing Dr. Pacheco. He said that she will have to be in physical therapy to help with her walking, and she is going to be having to do counseling for PTSD. And she cannot start school this coming up school year on time. And she's spent the last end of her summer vacation on the couch. And
It's horrible. I know. It's horrible, and I feel awful.
it's so much more than a dog bite, especially to my daughter. I mean, it is horrible on both aspects, you know, for them to lose a pet. And
This is obviously a traumatic injury and
Very much so.
significant. I mean, if this had been this child's neck, she may have been...
Can I submit the pictures from today's visit of what it currently looks like?
Sure.
If they're on a cell phone.
Okay.
And then
I'm
if
okay.
you'll-
You okay with that?
Yeah, then you can send them to Paula or...
Yeah.
Put with the...
Sure. You bring them
The
up.
record. And you are the grandmother?
Okay. This is what the injury looks like today. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Jeez.
That's one of them, because the dog didn't bite once, it bit twice.
Right.
So this is one side of the leg.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
And this was 2 weeks ago?
This happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We have a gate
My husband built a gate now where he can't get out the front door if it's a catch area. I mean, we will muzzle him, he's gonna go through training. I mean, we just wanna give him a chance. Just a chance. And if for at some point in time Josh says, there's no help for this dog, this is the first time he's done this, then we will.
Didn't he bite the grandmother though? Because that's family of mine and also family of yours. And I was told that by my aunt that he bit as like not a full-blown puppy, but he bit very aggressively. But due to, you know, you guys being,
He was
and
a
then now,
puppy
and now, I mean, my daughter she was out in there gravel. This happened.
Right.
Yes, the deck, the door. They ran to the gravel and grabbed my daughter.
Right.
Not once, but twice. In the second bite, he had to be pulled off.
Right. So I think the statute is clear in terms of why recommendations are made when a first attack is this vicious and is this traumatic, both in physical injury as well as emotional trauma involved. And I'll make a motion that we support the animal shelter's recommendation.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So sorry to everyone.
With that, I'm gonna need a motion to adjourn because we have a public hearing
Let's start 5:30.
at
So moved.
5:30.
All right.
We are adjourned.